What's up, everybody? Noah Kisser back here for the review of Tom and Jerry the movie. I did not see this on HBO Max. I saw this in theaters. Why? I love my theater. I love going to the movie theaters. It's probably my favorite thing to do. It's my favorite thing to do when there's not a lot of people there. Thankfully, there weren't a lot of people there, and I believe everybody was wearing a mask, so we were there in the movie theaters pretty much safe. And we watched Tom and Jerry. Huh. Okay. Tom and Jerry. This is the adaptation of the classic Hanna-Barbera property, which reveals how Tom and Jerry first met and formed their rivalry. That's just the first little bit of the movie. So basically what happens in this movie, what the plot is this girl named Kayla, played by Chloe Grace Moretz, quits her job that she's been at for 2 months, and she pretends to be this big know-it-all person who runs a hotel. Or runs hotels over in London, and she wants to run this hotel over in New York City. And then we have this big celebrity wedding that she is now the event planner for, which is now taking the job of Michael Pena. This movie is awful. It's an awful movie. I'm going to compare this movie to 3 movies. I'm going to compare these movies basically to Sonic the Hedgehog and the Smurfs 1 and 2. But basically 1. The Smurfs, if you have not seen the Smurfs cartoon, go and watch a little bit. I mean, I was never a huge fan of the Smurfs, but let's get into the Smurfs for just a little bit. Just a few minutes. Gargamel and them go through a secret portal to New York City and just living life. And I believe there's like this ring that has something to do with it, which takes them in and out of this portal or something like that. That had a very 1990s style feel to it. Is it a good movie? By all means, no. Now, is Smurfs The Lost Village a good movie? I say yes, it is. It's very cute, it's watchable, it's just charming as all heck. I'm also going to compare it to a February movie that also felt like a 1990s feel to it, which came out last year in February, Sonic the Hedgehog. This had the 90s Jim Carrey back, very zany, out there, and just out of control man here. This had charm to it. It was actually funny. It was well done. This movie takes everything that we know about Tom and Jerry, and yeah, we get Tom and Jerry, but we mainly focus on Chloe Grace Moretz. We mainly focus on her planning this wedding, getting attracted to Cameron, a bartender. I guess he's a bartender. We don't really know what he is. He just works at the hotel. Colin Jost plays Ben, and his wife is played by who? I'm not even going to try and say her name. But Ben and Prita are this big power celebrity couple, and Colin Jost's character Ben wants to just completely throw this huge party, huge wedding. Elephants are there, tigers, peacocks, drone footage of the wedding, spending probably millions and hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars here. on his wedding here. And this movie doesn't really feel like a Tom and Jerry movie. It doesn't feel like Tom and Jerry. It has Tom and Jerry in it, but the thing is, with their humor, it doesn't work. These are ugly characters. Now, I like Tom and Jerry fine. The original classic cartoons are fine. Hand-drawn animation, but the CGI crap, look at how ugly they look. Look at how ugly they look. Well, you can't look at it if you can't see it. Okay, let's try this. You can't tell me that looks really good. Tom and Jerry is an unfunny, poorly animated, and just all-out horrible movie. The animals in this movie, yes, we do get Butch. I believe his name is Butch. The dog that was always after Tom. We get the cat in here. We do get a Droopy cameo in the animal shelter. So at least I can say I had a little bit of joy during this movie when Droopy was on screen for like a second. This is an hour and 41 minute movie. I'm gonna say it's an hour 34, hour 34, hour 35, 36, something like that. Because I walked in, and if you can see this in theaters, definitely go and see it. If you are not deterred by how horrible the movie is and you just want to see the movie yourself, go into theaters and see it. Support the theaters and we will get actual good movies. With this movie, it defeats the whole purpose of Tom and Jerry when we're mainly focusing on the human characters, which is mainly what we did with the Smurfs. There's a human subplot, 2 human subplots in this. This one is about a board meeting. We follow Neil Patrick Harris into work and see what he does as a job. I'm not interested in that. Adults are not interested in that. If I'm going to go and see a Smurfs movie, I'm going to go and see a movie hoping to see Smurfs being the Smurfs. I can at least say that the Smurfs look better. The Smurfs look better than Tom and Jerry do. And I hate saying that because they don't look great, but they look legitimately better than what we got from Tom and Jerry. This is a movie that just pissed me off to no end. I was sitting there in the theater, I was rolling my eyes, sighing, just grunting. I was having just a horrible time with this movie. I was going into this movie hoping I would at least be a critic who would come on here and say something positive. I can't say hardly anything positive besides there's a Droopy cameo. The cinematography is... It's a competently shot movie. It exists. The lighting's decent. I like the I like the production design for the Indian wedding. I loved the costume design for the wedding. Chloe Grace Moretz is in the movie. She's not all that great. Michael Pena is Michael Pena. Look at what he's done the past few years. Now let's get into the director of this movie. This is Tim Story. Tim Story. Let's look at what this guy has directed in the past, shall we? Shaft. The 2019 Shaft. That was awful. Ride Along 2. I can't remember if I've seen Ride Along 2. Kevin Hart, What Now? That's a stand-up special. As long as the stand-up special makes you laugh. The stand-up comedian's funny, the movie works. Think Like a Man 2. That was... Ride Along. I enjoy the first Ride Along. Kevin Hart, Let Me Explain. That's a decent comedy special. I really enjoy it, but then again, it's a comedy special. It's stand-up comedy. It doesn't need to be very well shot for a movie. But at least those have elements of being an actual movie. Think Like a Man. Super Ninjas. That was a Nickelodeon show when I was... Oh, wow. Wow. A lot of music videos. And I mean a lot of music videos. Okay, what was his first directing job? It was for One of Us Tripped with Kevin Mambo. Okay. But this is why I went, oh, that's why this kind of was a disaster. I have never finished Fantastic Four from 2005. I have not seen Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. Barbershop, I've heard, is pretty decent. Taxi, I've heard, is at least fun. This movie is an appalling piece of crap. But due to the costume design, production design for the wedding, and the bits of Tom and Jerry that do work, and I mean that's very few and far between. The main jokes in this movie that my audience laughed at was one of Michael Pena's lines and the fart jokes. There's fart jokes in Tom and Jerry. Fart jokes. Potty humor can work. It can work. I find it funny sometimes. When it's handled like this. They're at the wedding at the end of the movie and Butch just farts. For no reason. There's a poop joke in this. Michael Pena is taking Butch for a walk. And he decides that he's going to stop right in the middle of traffic and take a crap. So Butch is doing his business, and I believe somebody laughed at that. I didn't laugh at this at all. I thought this was a appalling movie that I was just waiting to end. I was waiting for this to end. Now, what's that third movie? Well, there's bad movies that I can actually sit down and watch and enjoy. For instance, these two. The Emoji Movie and Playing with Fire. I'm going to watch the Emoji Movie after I am done. After I am done filming these videos. I have one more to get through. One more, and that's the Golden Globe nominations. My predictions of who I think will win and should win in the movie categories. I am not doing the TV shows. Playing with Fire is an awful made movie. It's not all that funny. It's very poorly done. But can I get some enjoyment out of it? Yeah. The Emoji Movie? Is it a well-made movie? By all means, no. But do I get enjoyment out of it? Yeah, I do. I can actually have fun either laughing at this or just completely enjoying watching just something. If I was to watch this again, I bet you I would just shut it off. I would shut it off. This is not the worst movie that I've seen in the past year. This may end up on my worst of the year list. I'm not going to go an F. I'm not even going to go a D-. I'm going to give Tom and Jerry a D. It's not a D- or an F due to the production design, the costume design for the wedding, the competent cinematography, and the lighting was well done. But otherwise than that, this movie, all the animals are animated. There are points where they are just like acting like human beings, standing up, going like this, standing up, looking at each other, crossing their arms, and then at other points they're on leashes. This movie makes no sense. This movie is not going to appeal to a lot of people. I know my friend was really looking forward to this movie because he loves Tom and Jerry, and he couldn't come and see it with me. Tom and Jerry is just a bad movie. It's a bad movie. Stay tuned, everybody, for my Golden Globe nominations, and then tomorrow I will have a Blu-ray DVD update of some sort. I do have a stack of Blu-rays and a stack of DVDs, but I'm going to Dollar Tree later on today. Tomorrow you will also be getting reviews for probably, I may save one of those for Monday. I have reviews coming up for Serendipity. I also have a review coming up for The Muse, Tom and Jerry now, and I got a Blu-ray DVD update. Monday is probably just going to be the Muse movie review. Tuesday will be my recap of my reactions, my thoughts on who won the Golden Globes in the movie categories, and my review of the new Hallmark Channel original movie, which premieres tonight. It Was Always You, starring Aaron Craigco and Tyler Hynes. I will also be doing my ranking of the February Hallmark movies, as well as my ranking of the February 2021 movies. So I will see all of you guys for those videos very, very soon.